So this face, how did it get to look the way it does today? I was born with a rare tumor called a teratoma. A teratoma is made up of tissue, that's tissue, from other parts of the body. In my case, it was a lot of brain tissue. So I kind of figured, well, does that make me smarter? My dad told me that this tumor, when I came out, was about the size of his fist. Well, my dad, even at age 80, is about 6'4". So you could imagine the size of his fist on a newborn baby. So it was pretty significant. It was probably as big as my head. Well, they took it out. The doctors, they had to figure out what it was. First of all, it was cutting off my breathing. And so they had to do a tracheostomy, which is why I have a scar here, so that I could breathe. And they biopsied it, and they figured it out, and they decided to try to remove it. Well, the way I see it, it was like removing the insides of a pumpkin. All the pulp and the seeds, and they just scooped it out. Well, that was all well and good, except a little while later, it grew back. So the second time, they couldn't be as nice about it. They ended up having to take bone and muscle and nerve, and essentially, I ended up with my face half paralyzed. I have hearing loss in my left ear, significant hearing loss, and they had to do a lot of reconstructive surgeries because basically when they did the initial surgery, my jaw wasn't even attached. It was free-floating. So they've done a lot of reconstruction using ribs. I've had muscle transplants. One of my surgeons looked into doing nerve, but I think the technology may have been too young because this was back in, I was born in '66, so it was in the '60s. By the time they started reconstruction, I was around 11, major reconstruction. They had to wait to do the reconstruction until I was old enough and there had been enough development and that certain areas just grow up to a point. So once they started reconstruction, they knew they'd have a pretty good foundation for things staying the way they are.